A very good morning to all. So, in this class, let us have a discussion of the basic introduction about the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and its applications. So, as you know that, nowadays, the most of the peoples they talk about the AI as well as machine learning. What is the necessary role for learning the various kind of machine learning algorithms with respect to different kinds of real-time applications in society? So, in this aspect, so let us learn the what will be the important terms which is available on the AI as well as ML, and then what will be the different kinds of applications which will support such a kind of technologies. These are the things we are going to cover in this class. So regarding that AI, artificial intelligence, the various popular peoples in our society they have given the different kinds of definitions regarding that artificial intelligence. So here the Sundar Pichai from CEO Google. So he told that the AI is the main tool behind the new age innovations and discoveries like driverless cars and disease detection algorithms. So that is one of the major application in which it will take a major impact in our society, because the usually the artificial intelligence is we are making the machines to be act as a human being. So that is a machine learning. So we have trained the machines to be act as a human being is a machine learning. So AI, it means that is a broad area of your machine learning approach. So that's artificially we are creating the intelligence to a device. So that is the actual meaning behind that. Then the next, the famous person Barack Obama, the former president of USA, he told that the generalized AI is the worth thinking about the because it stretches our imaginations and it gets us to think about our core values and issues of choice. So that is a they are making some relationship with whatever the thing we have imagination, the everything we can comes to true in our real time by means of applying the AI based techniques. Then Elon Musk, the founder of CEO Tesla, SpaceX, and his statement is artificial intelligence will be vastly smarter than any human and would overtake us by 2025. So nowadays, you have all already known about what will be the impact it creates, the robot, the major role of robot in various kind of industries. And that's it may be a manufacturing industries or it may be any kind of software industries. Nowadays, the people they talk about the chat GBT. That is a, we can write any kind of programming code by using the chat GBT, and the most of the researchers also they are checking that plagiarism checking as well as other research findings by means of this chat gpt. So you may have already known about what will be the impact it creates in future. So some of the people they told that it will create a major issue of job opportunities in our society. So because the as a machines it will do instead of 10 peoples or 100 number of peoples, if a single machine it will do the task, means there is no need to get the there is no need to pay the amount for salary for in the individuals. So we can only depends on the machines. The machines can work without a tired. So that is also, these are also some kind of technological development. At the same time, it is also create a major threat to our human society. Then then another one more person, that is a Jeff Bezos, founder CEO of Amazon. He told that his statement is, "We are now solving the problems with machine learning and AI that were." So it's an realm of science fictions for the last several decades. So these are all the different kinds of statements which is given by the various kind of peoples, the famous personalities. Okay, now let us move on to the basic introduction of AI. So it's a branch of computer science by which it can create the intelligent machines which can behave as like a human, and it can be able to make the important decisions. So why we need to depends on the machine means, if we have trained the machines in a proper manner, if we have given the proper intelligence to the machines, so it can take a decisions in a proper way. So that's the thing. So artificial intelligence exists when the machine can have a human based skills such as learning, reasoning, and solving the problems. So, so these are all the some kind of major the benefits while we go for moving into the AI, and why we need to go for using the artificial intelligence. So these are all the some of the important real-time applications. So AI-based algorithms, AI-based applications are AI techniques we can apply it for the computer science field, psychology and neural science, biology and philosophy, maths and sociology. So likewise, the different kinds of field in which the AI it will take a major role on that. And the main objective why we need to go for playing or using that AI means it can create a software or devices which can solve the real-time problems very easily. So at the same time, it will also provide the more accuracy for our applications. So it may be a health-oriented applications or the traffic solving the traffic issues. So likewise, the different kinds of applications, the decision making is a major role of that. So the AI-based algorithm it will support a lot. And the next one is it creates a personal virtual assistants. So like Google Assistant, Siri, etc. So these are also some kind of personal virtual assistants also it will do. So like if any one of the user have asked the query, then the machine itself it will give an answer for that. So it will be like a and while we are typing some command in a Google search engine, it will give a different kinds of answer for that. So similar to that, the best answer it will be selected and it will display to the user. And the AI opens a path for other new technologies also. So and it will also create an opening for various kind of new opportunities. No, various kind of new opportunities which will be developed with the help of that AI. And what will be the goal of artificial intelligence? And the first goal is replicate the human intelligence. So as a human being, we cannot estimate that what will be the IQ level of individuals. The IQ level will be differ from one person to another person. So if we have identified the person who is having the maximum or highest level of IQ level, so if that particular IQ level of brain, if we have embedded into the machines by using artificial intelligence, then definitely we can achieve the maximum number of tasks we can complete with the easiest manner, and it can solve the knowledge intensive task and intelligent connections of perceptions and actions. And then the next one is we are building the machines which can perform the specific task, and the main objective is it is mainly used for proving a theorem, playing a chess game, plan some surgical operations, driving a car in traffic. So these are all the some kind of critical applications in which we need to care more. That is a, for example, if it is a surgical operation, if it is a very tedious, difficult kind of sensitive task to be completed, means that we can also depends on the machines, because we have already trained the machine that these are all the different kinds of set of activities to be carried out. So it will do without any making any kind of mistakes. But as a human being, we may have done some kind of smaller mistakes, but once we have trained our machines, the machine will never do the mistakes. So that's the thing. And we may have already play with the computer in our chess competition, or it may be any kind of online gaming. So we have already trained the machines. So it is very and if you have downloaded the chess competitions from our mobile play store, and there will be three different types of levels of gaming process will be there. It may be a simple level or moderate level, or it may be a highest level. So while we go for doing such a kind of things, we can easily find out how much level of and the training process we have provided for our machines. So that is a actual thing we have to consider. Then the next advantages of artificial intelligence. So the first one is a higher accuracy. So definitely there will be a very minimum number of errors will be happen. Then the high speed, high reliability, and it is useful for the risky areas. So that's diffusing a bomb, exploring the ocean floor. Then it may be it is also another advantage is digital assistance, e-commerce websites. So likewise, the artificial intelligence, it will make a major impact on our society. Okay. And the public utility, useful as a public utility like self-driving car, face recognition for security, natural language, NLP. So these are all the some kind of the advantages of AI. And definitely there will be a drawback behind that. So there is a high cost, there is a maintenance cost is more. So it cannot think out of box, because as a human, as a machine, so whatever the intelligence we have given, the machine can't take some kind of actions, because it doesn't have any other sense. Seventh sense it doesn't have, sixth sense it doesn't have. So that is a it doesn't bother about that at one particular critical situations how it has to be react, because we have trained the machines as like in a normal conditions. So if the sudden critical condition is happen, the machine can't able to um, react on that. So that is also a important point we need to care. So then the next one is no feeling and emotions. That is one of the drawback. Increase the dependencies on the machines. No original creativity, because if we have a creations, whatever the thing we have trained it to our machines, it will do as like that. It doesn't think it's as its own, and it will give a response. So that's the thing. So these are all the some kind of drawbacks of artificial intelligence. And some of the applications, major applications of artificial intelligence, like astronomy, healthcare, transport, agriculture, education, e-commerce, entertainment, robotics, automatic, social media, data security, finance, so gaming. So likewise, there are so many applications nowadays. The AI plays a major role on that. So and the various kind of issues which is solved with the help of that AI, artificial intelligence. So now let us move on to the what is the start from the beginning. That's a what is meant by learning. So how, what is meant by learning, and how the learning process will be there, and which are all the different kinds of ways in which the learning will be happen. Okay, let us move on to the topic. That is a learning. It covers a broad range of process. That is a, for example, so the main objective of doing the learning is in order to get the knowledge or otherwise skill, to improve our skill. So how it will happen means, that is a by means of reading books, or otherwise by means of talking with our friends, or by means of getting some experience which is very bad to us. Okay, and these are all the some kind of the major things. Learning will be happen. That's a, for example, while we have tried to started our cycling, so definitely we may have fallen at many times. So after that, from that we may have learned that if we pedal in this way means definitely we will fall down. So we should not like that. We should not do like that. So we will do some alternate method, or we can learn something. Then after some 2 to 3 attempts, without any other help, we may have started to do the cycling. So likewise, the by means of learning also we can as a we can start our process. We can learn something newly. So similar to that, that we can also train our machines by means of trial and error, by means of training and testing process. And here the human and the machine learning models through the computational model will be there. And cognitive psychology, that's a human, animal and machine learning. So that will be a correlation between the human as well as the animal psychological behavior we are considering for learning purpose. Then the next one is the machine learning. Machine learning is, and here there is a Arthur Samuel, that's a pioneer of this AI field, and he has coined about the machine learning approach as a field of study that gives a computer the capability to learn without being explicitly programmed. So without any explicit programmed. So that is a machine learning. Okay. So whatever the thing we have given, it should be available. It should be available on your machines. So based on the input what we have given, it will give an output. So that's the thing. And the machine learning, it is also suitable for transforming a large volume of raw data and into the trends as well as the predictions. So that is a major purpose of machine learning concept. So that's in some kind of critical situations, like if we want to know that whether the rain will come on that particular location or not, whether the earthquake will be happen on that location or not. So likewise, some kind of prediction purpose also we can use such a kind of machine learning algorithms, and we can find out our process. So here this is a major difference between the traditional programming as well as machine learning programming. So normally in the traditional programming, what we have done, so we can have a data, input data, and we have a program, and from that traditional programming we have to get the output. Okay, but in the machine learning, what we think means we already known about this is the input, and that will be the output of our algorithm. So based on which we can started to write a program. So that's the main thing, because usually before last two decades, before 2 days and 2 decades back, the user or the software developers, they have started to develop the model, and they have given some random input, and whether your algorithm is working properly or not, whether it will give a correct output or not. But here in the machine learning approach, nowadays the people, they have already think that this will be the input and that is the output, and your program have to be worked in a proper way, and in order to provide the right result. Okay, now let us discuss about what is meant by data, information and knowledge. So most of the people, they are difficult to differentiate that these three important terms. So now let us discuss one by one. So data is, it's a raw data, it is an unprocessed data, we can call fact, we can call it as a data. Okay, so your data may be collected from the different sources. So it may be through the social forums, or it may be through some kind of front-end applications, or it may be received from some mobile applications or web applications. So the data collection may be happen at any different kinds of forms. So it may be in a picture format, or it may be in any kind of format, sound format, text format. So we are collecting all the data. It is an unprocessed facts. So after doing all those things, the information, that is a data. So information means that is a processed data, we can call it as an information. So the actual data is manipulated and with some meaningful inferences to the user. So that is a information. Okay, so that's the thing. So information, and now you can already know about what is meant by data. That raw data means unprocessed fact, we can call it as a data. The information is a processed data, we can call it as a information. That's இதுக்கு ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்ம சொல்றதா இருந்துச்சுன்னா, social media, from the social media we have collected, there are so many text messages. So from that we are analyzing the behavior of individuals. What will be the emotion of that particular person, we can identify it as a information of a user. Then the next one is a knowledge. So knowledge, it means that it's a combination of informations by means of experience, learning and insights. So results in awareness on or concept building for an individual or an organizations. So likewise, the knowledge means that is from the collected data, collected informations, we are developing the hidden, we are identifying the hidden patterns of the data, and we are providing the results. Okay, so now we can easily identify that what will be the difference of data and information as well as knowledge. So usually in the applications of data in machine learning approach, we have divided into three different types. The one is a training, then testing, then validation of a data. So these are all the three different kinds of sub areas of the machine learning approaches. And what will be the type of data? So we have already known about the machine learning is suitable for performing the various kind of prediction, or it may be any kind of analysis, but with respect to which type of data, that will arise in our mind. So the type of the data, it may be a numerical data type, or categorical data type, or it may be ordinal data types. So we should aware of that, what is meant by numerical data. So that is a, you may have already known that that is the table data is represented as a structured format, that is a table format. So it can have a rows and columns. Rows denotes the records, the column denotes the attributes of a records, and it is called the numerical features. It denotes the numerical features of a data. Now let us move on to the categorical data. So what is meant that categorical data? The categorical data, it means that it is an in this type of data, we have receiving one particular categorical type of features. It is an attribute which can take one of the limited and usually fixed number of possible values. So fixed number of possible values, it is in the representation of qualitative property, and we can also call it as a nominal features. So there will be in terms of, there will be a specific ranges of values if we have mentioned, that is a categorical data, or otherwise we can call it as a nominal data, numerical data, nominal data. So we should know the difference between that. Nominal data means that if the value of that particular attribute is having some specific ranges, and ordinal data, it means that we have categorized the data, that is the what will be the record, what will be the actual data we are storing on that particular column. It may be in a particular ranges, not in a ranges, in some kind of ordered list format. That is for example, the cloth size, it may be small, medium, or it may be large. So there will be a three different levels of or ordered list of data we have given, or otherwise. And another one more example is the measurement of customer satisfaction on a scale from not at all happy or very happy. So likewise, based on the individual attributes, we can find out whether that particular data is a nominal data or otherwise ordinal data, if it is a whether this is a numerical data or not. Okay, so numerical data, by means of the numbers itself, we can easily find out. But instead of giving the numbers, if we have given some kind of character type of or some particular character type of data, if we have given, we should know, we should differentiate that this is a nominal data and this is ordinal data. And property of a data. So normally, and with respect to, while we are discussing about the data in terms of scaling of data, the volume, there are 5 volumes, or the 5 V's we have represented here. Volume, it denotes the actual scale of a data. So it denotes that how much amount of data we are going to store in our database, and how much amount of data are generated in each and every time period. With respect to the particular time period, how much volume of data have been generated, that is a volume. So variety, it means that there is a different types of data it denotes. It may be a healthcare data, or it may be a images, videos, audios, or audio clippings, or text messages. So the velocity, it means that the rate of data streaming and data generations, how fastly the data streaming will be there, that is a velocity of data. So the value of data, it means that it's a meaningful of data in terms of informations that the researchers can infer from it. That is a value. Value denotes that is a inference from that data. What will be the inferences we are getting? That is a, for example, if it is a weather report data set, if we have taken, so what will be the humidity, what will be the temperature? So based on which, what will be the inferences we have taken? Whether the match will be match will be conducted without any disturbance on that particular time period or not. So usually in the football matches or cricket matches, usually the people, they have started to do such a kind of analysis, and based on which they will set the locations of match. Then veracity of data, that is a certainty and correctness in data we are working on. So these are all the some kind of different properties we are following for a data. So now let us discuss about the main important term, that is the classifications we are following in a machine learning approach. So in this video lectures, we have not in a detailed format, we have not discussed about that. Just it's an introduction of a machine learning algorithm. And okay, now let us have the outlook of the different kinds of the subdivisions are available in your machine learning approaches. So the main objective is to find out the targeted attributes. So in the database, we can have a number of attributes are there. So among all the attributes, the last attributes will be selected as a targeted attributes. So the remaining attributes, we can call it as a actual attributes. So based on the conditions we are applying for the actual attributes, we can find out the targeted attributes. Okay, so here the main objective is guesses or the approximation of targeted concept called hypothesis. Hypothesis we have taken. It may be anything. It denotes that it may be true or false likewise. Then the next one is object or instance or examples, and each and every attributes, each and every vectors, we can call it as a vector. Features, we can call it as a vectors. Each and every features can have a different kinds of values. So uh, that is an example for that. Vectors of features, or otherwise we can call it as a vectors of attributes. We can call it as a the example they have given us a X. Then the next one is a data pre-processing. So before we go for doing any kind of analysis of a data, we have to pre-process the data, because while we are collecting the data, it may be include some kind of noisy data, inconsistent data, some kind of duplication of data may be present. So while we go for doing the pre-processing, data pre-processing, it has to remove all those values. So then only while we are accessing the data, we can get the maximum 100% of accuracy of data, we can get it. So that's the thing. And then the next one is data extraction, cleaning and transformations. So it consists of the majority of the work building a data warehouse. So these are all the some kind of the various points we need to be consider while we are doing the pre-processing of an input data. Then the next one is the main comparison of classification and prediction. So what is the difference of classification and prediction? So classification denotes that there is a, we can start with the known label. That is it's one of the supervised learning method. So it predicts the categorical class labels, and it classifies the data based on the training what we are doing. Okay, so that is a classification. Classification means that we have already known that these are all the final outcome classes we can have. So based on the conditions we are applying, it will provide the response. And then the next one is a prediction. So prediction, it means that is a predicting some kind of unknown or missing values. We can call it as a prediction. So prediction, how it will be happen means based on the analysis of historical data. So what will be the historical data previously? So based on the those kind of data only we can predict. Our prediction may be 100% or 95%, or it may be any values, but we are expecting that the maximum percentage of accuracy we need to be achieved. Then the next one is the different kinds of applications which will support these properties. That is a credit approval, targeted marketing, medical diagnosis, treatment effectiveness analysis. So these are all the some kind of various other fields in which and the applications in which the classifications as well as predictions we can apply. So these are all the some kind of important fields in which the machine learning algorithms can be applied. Now let us move on to the how the classification will be happen. So what will be the step-by-step process we are performing. Okay. So actually the classification, it should be starts with there are two different steps we are using. The one is a model construction, and then the next one is a model usage. So model construction, it means that describing a set of predefined classes. Describing a set of predefined classes. So that is a thing. That's a model construction. So model, it means that is a, while we are developing some kind of classifier model, what will be the input data we have given. So based on the developed model, it will give an output. So there is no need to train the machines again and again, or do some modifications of existing approaches. So here what we are doing is the each tuples is assumed to be belong to the predefined classes, and it considered as a class label attributes. So here the model is represented as a classification rules, decision trees and mathematical formula. So here the model is constructed based on the decision tree approaches. So in the upcoming slides, let us have a discussion of what is meant by decision tree, what will be the different systematic procedures they are following. Okay. Then the next one is a model usage. So we have developed the model. Then after developing the model, we are going to check our model, whether your model is working perfectly or not. That's why we are checking the accuracy of a data model. Okay. So this is the actual process we are carried out. We are checking the accuracy rate in terms of test cell samples that are correctly classified by the model. Okay. Then the next one is a difference between the supervised and unsupervised learning. So this will be the major questions the most of the peoples, if they have talk about the machine learning approaches. The supervised learning, the best example is a classification. It means that the new data is classified based on the training data sets. Okay. So here the training data are accompanied by the labels indicating the class of observations. So that's a, for example, in the basket, if we have there are so many number of fruits are available. So how we are going to segregate all the fruits means in terms of colors or in terms of texture or in terms of taste. So likewise, there are different properties which is available for in order to differentiate. This is the fruit, this is the apple, this is the banana, this is a pineapple. Likewise, we can differentiate. So, but in the classification approach, we have already known that there are three types of fruits only available on that whole basket. So, based on which we have taken the three empty boxes and we have taken one particular fruit from the whole big box. Then from that we are checking that the various kind of conditions, whether it is red in color and taste is in this way sweety, then we can keep that, we can consider that this is an apple and keep it under one basket. Then similar to that, the for banana also, for pineapple also, we are applying the conditions and we are checking whether that object belongs to that particular basket or not, and we have keep it. So likewise, if we have already known about, there are three number of classes are available on that whole basket. So similar to that, but in the unsupervised learning, we doesn't know about that how many types of and the fruits are available on that basket. So just based on the incoming data, so we have taken one fruit and we are checking this will be the unique property, means we can keep it under one basket. We have taken another one more fruit and we are performing the comparison with the already existing box, that's the apple box. So whether the characteristics is similar, we can keep it on that basket, or otherwise we can keep it on some other basket. So likewise it goes on. That is a class label. We doesn't know about that class labels. Class label means that this is a apple class, this is a banana class. Likewise, such a kind of classes we doesn't know about that. So given the set of measurements and observations with the aim of establishing the existence of classes, clustering is a main example for that. Now you can see that there is a decision tree. It's a decision tree symbolic representations. So there will be a root node and we can have a leaf node. The leaf node may be act as a root node of its child nodes, leaf nodes, and it goes on. That is a tree structure. So similar to that, the whole data set is which is available on the decision tree. So here we are applying the conditions. So based on the conditions we are applying, your data is split into two more categories, and then those data again split into some more categories and it goes on. Okay, so the branch will be extended based on the conditions until the specialized data is available at the leaf nodes. Okay, so here there are two phases we are following. The first one is a tree construction, then the next one is a tree pruning. So tree construction, it means that starts with the training samples at the root, then we are applying the conditions recursively based on the selected attributes and it provides the output. So tree pruning, it means that we are identifying and removing the branches that reflects the noise or outliers. So that's the thing. That's the, for example, if any one particular branches, it will provide some, it will be considered as a noisy or outliers, means better we can remove that subtrees. So the time complexity for accessing that channel and that particular data will become reduced. Okay. So these are all the some kind of basic definitions of decision tree approach in your classification model. So here that is a one small example which is given on your data mining book. Or most of the machine learning algorithms, it mainly deals with such a kind of symbolic example. The first one is whether that if whether that any one particular person is eligible, is willing to buy a computer or not. So there are three factors we have taken. One is the age, then student or credit rating. These three factors plays a major role on that. So the age from age wise we can separate, or student wise. If it is a student means we can, what will be the possibility for buying the computers, what will be the, if the credit rate is excellent means it may be no, or it may be fair means yes. So likewise the different kinds of analysis we can perform it, the various kind of conditions we can apply it on each and every levels in the tree structure, it will provide the output. Now let us discuss about the binary classifiers and multi-class classification techniques. So what is the meaning of it? Classification is a prediction modeling program which involves assigning a class label. Binary classification means that from the name itself we can easily guess it may be 0 or 1. It will provide only two classes. Multi-classes means instead of having a two classes, it will give a multiple number of more than one classes. So some of the algorithm which we are using for binary classification is logistic regression, perceptron, support vector machines. Then one versus rest for multi-class classification. So here it's a heuristic method which is mainly used for splitting the multi-class classification problems by using the binary classification datasets. So here you can see that there are three classes we are using. It's a red, blue and green. So it is divided into, there are three different types of binary classification datasets. It may be red versus blue, green. So likewise it will be there. So likewise the binary classification as well as multi-class classification techniques plays a major role for doing the such a kind of analysis. Then the next one is a one versus one, the multi-class classification. That is here the one of the major example for the classification approach is finding the emotions. So by means of seeing our human face itself, we can easily find out whether what will be the emotion or what will be the mood of that particular person. So it may be, so here in this diagram you can see that the different emotions of a particular person's from our face we can easily diagnose. So likewise the machine have to understand what will be the mood of that particular persons, we can easily find out. So here there are four classes gives us the expected value of 6 binary classification problems. So that's how many number of classes we can create it for the one particular binary classification problems they have given as a formula format. That's a number of classes into number of classes minus 1 divided by 2. It's a how many number of binary classification problems it can solve. By using that we can easily find out. So as at the same time it can also suitable for doing some prediction of a class labels. Okay, so these are the different kinds of methods we are following. And then the next one is an algorithm for decision tree induction. That is the basic algorithm is a greedy algorithm. So greedy algorithm we can call it as it's a top down recursive divide and conquer algorithm. Here it follows. So top down approach, it means that is from top to bottom we are traveling that data. At the same time divide and conquer means instead of considering the whole data sets, we can only focus on the particular set of data items. So it is easy for us to do the search and collect the data. So at the initially it should be starting with all the training samples, and then we are applying the condition in each and every phases, and then we are performing the data partitioning recursively for the selected number of attributes. So from that, so here for the greedy algorithm we are applying the information gain properties, and the attribute which is having the maximum information gain, it will be considered as a an important attribute for our data. Okay, then what will be the conditions for stopping partitioning? So all the samples for the given node belongs to the same class. Okay, so that is while we are discussing about the decision tree concept, at the topmost layer we can see the generalized form of data. While we are traveling from top to bottom, at the end we can have a specialized data. That it means that the data which is not possible to split further, we can call it as a leaf node. I hope you can understand. So that is we are applying the various conditions from root node to leaf node. In each and every levels your conditions is so much level of tightened. At the last, if there is no possibility to divide it further, then we can call it as a leaf node. Okay, so there are no samples left. We can call it as a stopping partitioning. Then the important attribute measures we have considered for doing selection of an attributes is information gain. So usually what we are doing is we are for ID3 algorithm and C4.5 algorithm, we are using such a kind of information gain approach, and in order to analyze the data, and it is mainly suitable for doing the continuous values attributes. And next one more feature measurement is Gini index, finding the Gini index. So here all the attributes are assumed to be continuous valued, and there are several possible split values for the individual each and every attributes, and it is suitable for, it may be modified for the categorical attributes also. So likewise, the different types of attribute selection measures we can take. And then the next one is a information gain. Regarding that information gain, this is the actual formula for finding the information gain. There are two classes we are considering, P and N, and then we are applying the for each and every elements which is available on the data class, and we are applying the information gain, and the node which is having the maximum information gain considered as a root node. And this kind of process will be replicated until the decision tree is fully constructed. Then the next one is a performance measure. So there are 4 important performance measures we have taken: accuracy, sensitivity, precision, and specificity. So whatever the machine learning algorithms or whatever the AI based algorithmic techniques we have applied, definitely at the end of that result, we are doing such a kind of the important measurements we have to take. So it may be a true positive, false positive, true negative, false negative. So likewise it goes on. So that's it. It means that your resultant value we have expected as positive, but what will be the expected value, what will be the actual value we are getting. Expected value is true, but the actual value we have get it as a false. Expected value is false, but the actual value we have get it as a true. So likewise, the combinations of two things we have taken for as the measure for calculating the accuracy or sensitivity, precision, and specificity. So the performance of an individual machine learning algorithm we can determine with the help of the confusion matrix. So confusion matrix, so here you can see that there will be a pictorial representation of real data with the prediction data. So based on which we can easily find out whether it will falls under the true positive, false positive, true negative, or false negative value. Then the next one is the main difference between the machine learning and deep learning. So most of the people they have some kind of confusions on that. So the both the two things are equal. How it differs, likewise the different kinds of queries it will arise in our mind. So the main thing is deep learning is also a machine learning algorithm. So it's a subfield of machine learning. So it uses the multiple layers for learning the data representations. So here you can see that we can have input data, then we are performing the feature extractions, we are removing all the noisy or outliers or inconsistent data. Then after that we are applying the classification techniques. That is a classification means in the neural network concepts usually we are using in our machine learning approaches. So neural network, it means that we can have an input layer, output layer, and in between that we can have a number of hidden layers. So here if we have taken this one as an input layer and this is the output layer, in between these two things we can have a one hidden layer. So here we are applying some kind of the membership functions, and based on the membership functions it will provide the results, because in each and every link between the input to hidden layer to output layer, in the various kind of weightage value is assigned. So likewise it goes on. So like here what we are doing means we are getting that output. So we are finding that whether the given input is car or not a car. So that is if it finds out that if the output is wrong, so what we are expecting and what will be the actual thing we are getting, it is not satisfied, it is not completely right, then once again we have trained our machines. Okay, either we can change the weighted value, or otherwise we can change our membership functions. We can train our machines once again until we get the proper output. But in the deep learning, what we are using is we are doing the both the feature extractions as well as classification process in the single step itself. So here, instead of using a single hidden layer, we are using the multiple hidden layers. So here one layer, and while we are increasing the number of hidden layers, the possibility of happening the error is greatly reduced. So that is the main reason we go for the deep learning approach. Okay. So here whatever the thing we have discussed in the previous diagrammatic representations, I have given as a text representation format. You can just read this content and you can get a clear idea about this deep learning concept. And the deep learning, it is also suitable for image based classification, language translation, and speech recognition also. So these are all the different kinds of real-time issues are there, so through which we can apply the deep learning approaches, which will provide the maximum level of accuracy of analysis. And the working principles, the main thing is the number of layers may be increased, and we can assign the different corresponding weight for the different layers, and the powerful hardwares there is a necessity to use. Okay, fine. Now let us have I hope you can have a somewhat basic idea about what is meant by AI and what is meant by machine learning, what will be the important areas like classification, clustering, predictions, what will be the different kinds of measures we are following in machine learning approaches. So likewise, the different kinds of things you may have already learned. So now let us have a small brief idea about the different applications which will support the AI based algorithms. The first one is automated customer support. So nowadays you may have seen that the online shopping experience, it will be greatly enhanced by chatbots. Okay, so it will increase the user retention ratio. Okay, the number of customers retention ratio is very important. They offer the instant answers, and the chatbot, it will provide the selling opportunities through the personalized approaches. And another one more important thing is in the healthcare field. In the healthcare field, that the AI enabled workflow assistance we are using, it is responsible for doctors free up their schedules, reducing the time and cost of sorry, the various kind of streamlining process we can achieve. This is the smart cars and the store and the drones, the smart home devices. Here you can see that there are different kinds of various kind of wireless devices are connected in order to share the data, and without the human interventions, the machine, each and every devices can communicate and it can share their information. And the next one is the security and surveillance, and these are all the various kind of applications of AI as well as machine learning approaches. I hope you can clearly understand the important concepts which is available on the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Thank you for watching these video lectures. So let us meet in the next video lectures. Thank you for your listening. Thank you.